Hello, hello! Welcome to the second solo show of this month's series focused on motherhood, pregnancy, and mental health. Have you listened to Wednesday's episode with Kristine McGlinchey yet? If not, I want to hit pause, go back and check it out as I'll be referencing it on today's show. So first things first, if you are a woman, a mom, an expectant parent, or part of a support system for a woman, a mom, or expectant parents, please sign up to join me, Kristine, Melissa Fairhurst, and Danielle Smith on July 31st at 1 p.m. Eastern for a live Zoom panel discussion on all things motherhood, pregnancy, and mental health. Visit sethsays.com/panel to get the Zoom link and sign up and ask your questions and hear the questions that I have and get involved. All right, now I'll share my thoughts on Kristine's episode. The first thing I want to say and reiterate that as much as this is focused on motherhood, Kristine's message can be applied to anything in life. And she does a great job of reminding us that throughout the episode, but I'm just going to remind us again here, parenting, entrepreneurship, ambition, marriage, relationships, body image, you name it, you can get guidance from turning inward, from getting a reading, and from seeking help from an intuitive mentor. Now, I don't have a steady intuitive mentor. I have a therapist, but an steady intuitive mentor is on my list. And that being said, I have gotten readings before. Admittedly, the readings I've gotten in the past have been out of a desire to connect with lost loved ones, but in doing so, those loved ones always seem to have a message for me about what's currently going on in my life. So I think the outcome could be the same as getting more of the reading like Kristine was talking about. I've had some incredible readings in the past, and I want to do more in the future. Let me know if you're into this sorting, because I totally am. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is spirit babies and remind everyone struggling with fertility, or perhaps you're unsure if you want to have another baby. This is such an incredible way to explore your feelings or just get unstuck. And, I keep wanting to say that the idea of spirit babies is warm and fuzzy, which in some ways it is, but I really don't want to diminish the significance by making them sound like stuffed animals, because they're so not. I am all in on this. I believe that there is a path set forth for us by some higher power, and that somehow that higher power puts that path in us. And so we have to find it. And so it makes sense to me that there would also be spirit babies that are connected to each of us by a higher power and that higher version of ourselves. And really, this is like a total just train of thought thing now. When I think of it this way, if I believe this, right? If a higher power puts an entire lifetime in us, it makes sense that we might need some help uncovering and understanding it. It makes sense that we would need guidance. A whole lifetime is a lot to unpack. And so think of spirit babies, spirit guides, and intuitive mentors like Kristine as resources or other tools in the toolbox, as pop psychologists would say. I'd love to know more about my spirit guides, and I'm seriously looking forward to exploring all of this further, and we're definitely going to have some more guests on the show to talk about this. But for the bulk of this episode, I'm going to share what happened as I edited this episode with Kristine. I was listening to the show, I'm editing, and I heard the part of the conversation around Oracle decks, and I thought, oh, you know what? It's right here in my desk. I'm going to do this now. And here's exactly what I did. I pulled up the deck and I held it in my hand as I'm shuffling, and I said, okay, I'm connecting to my higher self. I believe in many ways. I am always connected to my higher self. So it is okay that I'm doing this on a whim. It is okay that I'm doing this in the middle of editing the show. My intention is to connect to my higher self. Should I continue to do this podcast? If you've listened to the Ambition and Productivity series from May, you know I've questioned this before, and it really boils down to questioning it because I'm always checking in with myself on this and everything else. And the card I pulled said Starseed, and it asked the question, what lights you up? Oh my God. Okay, so if you're watching this on YouTube, this is the deck. I will link it in the show notes if you're not. It's Rebecca Campbell, Work Your Light Oracle cards. Melissa Lonick shared these with me. And I'm going to read this really quick. It's not long. So the description for this card says, Star seeds are souls with a double mission: to raise their own consciousness and the consciousness of the planet. They're old souls who have incarnated elsewhere beyond this planet. Many starseeds arrive with a feeling that time is running out and there is something that they came here to do or create or contribute. If you pulled this card, it is to confirm that you are a starseed and you are encouraged to answer the call, to follow what lights you up. Oh my gosh, like how on point. Once awake, most starseed souls find it hard to have meaningless conversations, jobs, and relationships. Like that is so me. They innately know that there is so much more to life and feel that there is, quote, something more, and get to work. They remain restless until they step into their calling, which is to light up the world with their unique presence. Like this is just, this card might as well be like Christy, type 3 on the Enneagram podcast host. Okay. Starseeds are scattered all over the planet, in hospitals and schools, in slums and mansions, on stages and in edit suites, in parks and nightclubs, in taxis and theme parks. Many starseeds spend parts of their lives trying to fit in or in some form of spiritual closet. Interesting. If you are dimming your light to fit in, it is time that you stop and start embracing the unique light that you came here to shine and treat your time on Earth like a glorious vacation. Work your light inquiry is what lights you up. Okay, so this could not be any more on point. So, you know, the parts about raising my own consciousness and the consciousness of the planet, like, hello, that's what we're doing here. That time is running out to create or contribute. Yeah, I feel that. If I did hard time meaningless conversations, I mean, you guys know, I just start these conversations with like, hey, how was your childhood? You know? Anyway, I think what I really need to focus on is the what lights you up part, which, I mean, that's not rocket science. That's what it wants me to focus on. But yes, this podcast lights me up. And I think it's just getting very clear on what aspects of it light me up and what I want to continue talking about on here and what doesn't quite light me up as much. You know? It was very on point. I'm like, very whoa. Okay, so I wanted to ask more, and I didn't know if you could ask more than one thing at a time, because when Marissa shared it with me, she was like, hey, I just pull a card every morning and like see how I feel. And I was like, well, that's one a day. And then, you know, ultimately I just thought, well, I can do whatever I want. I was excited. This is the first time I'm using the deck, so I wanted to ask all the things. And anyway, so I wanted to know about my body and my body journey, so I'll tell you exactly what I said. I said the intention part again, and then I said I was really struggling. I was going back and forth in my head, and I was like, all right, I'll just say it. I want to lose weight. I don't even know what to ask about it. I feel like what I should be asking is, will I be okay? Will I be happy? Will my body just like work itself out? But really what I want to say is, will I lose weight? Let me see what happens. And I pulled the card, and it says, the age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. Okay, so now I'm going to read this one. Okay. Mystics and sages throughout the ages have predicted this period in history, and you decided to incarnate in the middle of it. There is no mistake that you are supposed to be here at this time of great change. If you ever feel unprepared or daunted by the path that is calling you, know this. You've been training for this for lifetimes. Like, hello? You're way more than the days that have breathed through you in this life. You're also all of the lifetimes that came before. All of these experiences have polished your soul into the most magnificent expression that is your authentic self. As your soul has many facets. Oh, your soul has many facets. That's what it says. Imagine a fingerprint. Your soul is 1,000,000 times more intricate than that. If you put together all of the fingerprints of all of the people you have been, you would not even get close to fathoming how much of a unique masterpiece you are. You came in with a clear soul plan. You came in with wisdom beyond your years. This is the part of you that belongs to be seen. This is the part of you that is ready to step forward, that is ready to emerge. This is not the lifetime to stay hidden, but to step forth and be seen and rise. Hold this card to your heart and say, I call forth the soul gifts and soul training that I have received throughout all of my lifetimes. I am ready to embody them all now without hesitation and without fear. I have been training for this for lifetimes. Okay. So firstly, the part about stepping forward and not staying hidden was like, oh, okay, hi, Oracle deck, you see me. That's really what I've been feeling, is like, you guys know, I've not really wanted to really put myself out there. I mean, I do with the show, but like in that next level way because of my body. But gosh, really what I'm taking from this is like, it's also just like being in this body is not this is, my therapist is going to hate that I say it this way, but like, it's not the end of the world. Like, it's not that serious. You are more than, it says, you are more than the days that have breathed through you in this life. Like, you are more than this. You are more than this. Body image, like, life is about more than what your body looks like, is what I am taking from it. And so again, that was pretty on point. So then I put the cards back and shuffled again, and I just asked, all right, let's give it a go for one more time. Am I doing my best to raise good, amazing little humans? And the card I pulled says Sisterhood of the Rose. The line underneath says beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. So immediately I'm like, oh my gosh, teacher, mother, blah, blah, blah. But here's what it says. The Sisterhood of the Rose is a lineage of priestesses and mystics who devoted their lives to serving humanity and seeding light consciousness all over the earth. You could read that as motherhood. A cross-section of ancient lineages, it is the path of devotion and beauty. Walking this path means being devoted to seeing and creating beauty wherever you go. The rose symbolizes the heart and the sacred geometry of all life. I mean, that's like motherhood, right? You are being called to notice the beauty around you, particularly in nature, and hear the whispers of Mother Earth. You are being called to spend more time in nature, as all of the ancient secrets live there. Mother Earth is constantly whispering. Spend time admiring her creations, and you will be rewarded with insight and grace. You are being called to take a little more time to both notice the beauty that exists all around you and contribute to the beauty of the world in your own way, too. This could be through your own creations, your kids, that's me, or in the little things like how you dress to picking flowers for your home. Every time you devote your time to creating beauty, you harmonize the planet a little bit more, and the shift in vibration can be felt. It says, surround yourself with beauty and create beauty wherever you go. Okay, so, I mean, I could totally apply this to motherhood. And actually what I took to it, if I take it literally, like spending more time in nature, I've been feeling really guilty about how much screen time the kids have been getting recently. We've been sick. The weather's been horrible in New Jersey this summer, and they're getting a lot of screen time, and I'm just like less involved in their play, and I'm less involved in their activities. I have about 1 or 2 days a week where I'm like all in, we're going out, we're going on an adventure, and then like every other day of the week, I'm just like, fend for yourselves. And by that, I do not mean, of course, food and water and bathing and like those things. I just mean like, I'm not going to organize anything, work it out. And a lot of times that does mean that they are in front of a TV. And so this is my reminder that even if it's raining, I need to take them outside. You know, we all have rain boots and we'll be fine. And on a deeper level, I feel it as that I'm never not physically connected to them. I'm always physically, like literally attached to them, but I feel mentally withdrawn right now from them. And it's reminding me, you're being called to notice the beauty around you. And those are my kids. And those are my kids. Yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting. It's so interesting. Okay, so if you're hearing this, and yeah, I can totally see how you might hear this and think, that's too woo-woo, or you can read those cards and make it mean whatever you want it to mean. And well, I'll just say to you, that's the point. That's the point of all of this that I just said. It's the point of Kristine's entire episode, is that you're enough. You know what you need. You have everything inside you. When we connect to spirit guides, when we meditate, when we get a reading, when we go to therapy, or when we just go for a walk, what we're really doing is connecting to ourselves on, depending on how you look at it, a deeper level or a higher level. we read these cards and we take what we need from them, right? And I think Kristine said it. I know many have said it, but all three of these just sort of confirm for me what I already know. And we need that sometimes as humans. It's a lot to deal with ourselves all the time, and it's a lot to try to figure everything out. I said it earlier that I believe that we're like, given this whole path for life just put inside of us, and it's heavy. It's heavy. And so when you're rattling around in your brain with different things, different thoughts, feelings, experiences, emotions, all the things, sometimes you just need a little oracle card deck to say, yeah, you're right. You already know what you need to do. You already know. Just keep it moving. Keep doing it. So anyway, I just found that to be fascinating, and now I can't wait to keep using these cards. Like I said, I will link the deck in the show notes. Marissa Lonick, thank you. I love these. Thank you for showing this to me. I love it. And, the more I think about all of this, the more questions I have for Kristine. I bet you do too. So please sign up to join us for the virtual panel discussion on July 31st. Kristine will be there live to answer more of my questions and yours. So head over to sasssays.com/panel and come back on Wednesday for the next expert interview. In the meantime, me and my Oracle deck are out. Bye!